Hey everybody, Chris Grest here. So I got something really cool to show y'all today. This is something from my family history. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that is. Well, it went off. I didn't hit nothing. Didn't even see where I hit. Alrighty folks, so really excited to show this to y'all. This is an old 45 caliber percussion cap muzzle loading pistol. This belonged to my father, and I remember at a very young age, 3, 4, 5 years old, my father having this and shooting it. We used to go out to the Everglades and stuff like that. My father, I have very fond memories of him and this pistol. And even like when I got into scouting and stuff at a very young age, my father would bring this out to events and stuff like that, load it up with powder and a percussion cap and just make a big boom with a lot of smoke, and was always a hit with all the other kids and stuff. But anyways, my dad passed away a few years ago, well, 2017, and he had given this pistol to me before he passed, but I had never shot it since then, since he handed it over to me. He gave me some boxes of muzzleloader stuff and whatnot that he had. So I have a rifle. You guys will see a video on that, a muzzleloading rifle that I also got from him before he passed away, that I had also not shot. So I actually took both of these out at the same time to see if I could get them to work. I am not an expert in muzzleloaders. I have a modern muzzleloader, a CBA, I think it's a Wolf, no, it's a CBA Optima muzzleloader. And but those are a little bit different, a little easier to handle. These older percussion cap stuff like this, or even the flintlock ones, are quite a bit more difficult to use. So I wanted to see how well I could get this thing to work. I had recently picked up some powder from the folks over at Brownells. It was some Hodgdon 777 FFFG powder, but I found in my dad's stuff that he had some brass containers of some true black powder, and he also had percussion caps. So I said, you know what, let me go ahead and try to run some of the stuff that he had on hand that I had gotten from him after he passed away. So it was really a cool experience to be able to take this thing out. I went out last weekend with a buddy of mine and spent some time with this pistol, loading it and shooting it, and we shot it a number of times. These things, kind of going back to the roots of firearm history, looking at old black powder stuff, it's amazing to me how far we've come. Anytime you go and shoot a muzzleloader, a traditional muzzleloader, and you see what all is involved with something like this as opposed to what we're commonly using these days for self-defense, you can really appreciate the technology and the advancement technology. So anyways, I wanted to see if this thing was going to shoot or not, so went ahead and load this thing up. I will say that it's very difficult to get the ball and the patch started. I do have a ball and patch starter, but even then it was really hard to get it started. So if anybody has any tips or tricks on that, on how to better get the ball started on a muzzleloader like this or the rifle, I had the same issues with the rifle as well, please let me know. Again, novice to this, but this is one of the things I wanted to get into this year, was trying to shoot some of these old traditional muzzleloaders that were passed down to me from my father. This thing here, I had a hard time hitting anything with it. One of the things that you might notice is that the sights on here, the front sight post especially, is really close to the bore, and what I found was shooting pretty high as far as the target. So I am going to spend some more time with this thing, but I definitely wasn't accurate at all with this. It was a joy to shoot, very soft shooting. I wasn't using a lot of powder in this. The black powder that I had on hand, I was using, I think, 30 grain of powder, I believe, is what I was utilizing. So it wasn't a whole lot, but it did go bang. Finally, I was able to shoot this thing. Pretty cool setup. So it does have a pretty heavy trigger, which muzzleloaders are known for, especially like a percussion cap, single trigger, not one of those hair trigger, double trigger setups. But yeah, it works pretty well. I believe, if I remember the story if I remember the story correctly, I'm pretty sure my dad put this together from a kit, because the rifle I have was also a kit. It was actually a partial kit that wasn't even completed that he gave to me, that had sat in a closet for decades. And this one here, I believe my father actually finished this. So this is a pretty cool thing to have in my hand, something my dad actually put together. You know, in a week here, it'll be, you know, the 7-year anniversary since he passed. So getting some of his old stuff out to shoot for a bit was definitely quite the treat, and something like this I hadn't shot since he passed away. So this is just a look at this muzzle-loading pistol. It is manufactured in Dakar, Spain, but again, I'm pretty sure this was a CVA kit of some sort. So I appreciate y'all taking a look at this old 45 caliber muzzleloader percussion cap pistol that belonged to my father. This thing here is made in Dakar, Spain, and I don't know if it was sold by way of CVA or another company. It looks very similar, and the parts and everything are very similar to a CVA, so I assume that this is probably CVA. But anyways, it was really cool to get this thing out finally and shoot it some. It is a muzzleloader that has been in my family since I was a little kid, and I remember my father taking this thing out. So it was finally time for me to take this thing out and shoot it myself. So I appreciate y'all coming along with me for the ride. If you're looking for accessories for your muzzleloader or other stuff, definitely go check out my friends over at Brownells. If you head over to my website and use one of my affiliate links, the channel does get a kickback, so much appreciated there. Any questions or comments about this muzzleloader, please put those down below. And as always, I appreciate everybody watching and subscribing, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Y'all take it easy.
Yeah, it looks like you're a little high, but to the left. Thing's pretty cool, isn't it?
It is.
Damn it, I'd like to be able to hit something with this thing.